Intumescent cataract has always posed a formidable challenge, irrespective of a surgeon's experience. One of its most dreaded complications is the Argentinian flag sign. Should it occur, it can compromise the entire surgery, especially in today's age, where we plan to implant premium intraocular lenses like toric, trifocal, or EDOF lenses. Hence, achieving a central and complete capsulotomy is absolutely essential. Over the years, several techniques have been proposed to prevent the Argentinian flag sign. Nearly all of them involve the use of ocular viscoelastic devices, cohesive or dispersive. Yet no method is completely fail-safe. Why? Because the physics underlying intumescent cataracts and the mechanism behind the Argentinian flag sign has not been fully understood and applied in most capsulotomy techniques in intumescent cataract. Only by applying the correct physical laws can we design a safe, reliable, and reproducible capsulotomy technique, one grounded in science, not just surgical habit. Here is a technique which is based on laws of physics and addresses all issues in intumescent cataract. Let's first see some of videos of this innovative technique. Thanks for watching these videos. Now let's understand the principles at play. Pascal's law of hydrostatics states that pressure applied to a confined fluid is transmitted equally in all directions. Pascal's law is applicable in intumescent cataracts. The liquefied cortex is under high intralenticular pressure, and this pressure is equal on all sides. When a needle or cystotome pierces the anterior capsule without controlled decompression, this pressure can escape explosively, leading to extension of tear radially toward periphery, hence leading to the Argentinian flag sign. And if we overfill the anterior chamber with ocular viscoelastic device, then the pressure of OVD on anterior capsule adds to already increased intralenticular pressure, which can cause rupture of capsule at its weakest point, sometimes on posterior capsule, and can cause even nucleus drop. Bimanual viscoless vacuorhexis uses continuous irrigation instead of OVD, thus avoiding undue pressure on lens capsule. Also, the vacuum applied immediately after making a small paracentral puncture allows immediate decompression of intralenticular pressure while maintaining positive anterior chamber pressure via continuous irrigation and thus preventing radial extension. Bernoulli's principle of flow dynamics, which states that in a flowing fluid, as velocity increases, pressure decreases. During bimanual viscoless vacuorhexis, while continuous irrigation maintains uniform pressure in anterior chamber, aspiration flow and vacuum creates a low pressure zone at the tip of aspiration cannula instead of side port. This has three advantages. 1. It gently attracts and holds the capsular flap, enabling precisely controlled circular tearing. 2. It maintains direction of force centripetally, with no vector of force which can cause radial tear. 3. It prevents low pressure zone at side port and hence minimize risk of capsular flap suction in the side ports. Laplace's law of tension radius pressure relationship states that tension in walls of fluid-filled spheres equals pressure times radius. Intumescent cataract has swollen capsular bag with larger radius and under high pressure. So capsule remain under high tension, which is maximum in its central part, and hence prone to rupture if the tension is not released immediately after puncturing it. Bimanual viscoless vacuorhexis creates a small mid-peripheral puncture and uses simultaneous vacuum to aspirate liquefied cortex, enabling immediate decompression and releasing tension on capsule. This significantly reduces the risk of capsule runout. Friends, bimanual viscoless vacuorhexis is useful in other scenarios as well, like pediatric cataracts. Let's see a video of same. In essence, vacuorhexis is not just a surgical maneuver, it is a physics-driven solution, not limited to a long-standing challenge in intumescent cataract surgery, but many other scenarios. Thank you.